Boy in the building. How y'all doing today? Hope y'all feeling like me, because once again, I'm feeling amazing. Let me start off by saying this. Everything I do is for fun and games, information, entertainment, educational purposes only. I do this because I want to. You do this because you want to, not because somebody told you to. With that being said, I know my rights and all my rights are reserved. Now, y'all know this is What the Monday. Now, this is actually episode 6, and y'all know my co-host with me doing the most.
All off in here with you one more time, talking about that frozen concentrated orange juice. Who is that, ET, man? What we doing? How you doing today there, bruh, MB? How your day going?
Oh man, it's been going good. Still feeling amazing. Feeling like I can't be stopped. I'm feeling like I'm feeling like Trump the Teflon Don.
He said Trump the Teflon Don. And his name is Don
Yeah.
Old. Don Old.
Matter of fact, hold on. Before we even get into all of this stuff, there's crazy information that comes out here. We always gotta let this right here play. So get this right here out the way. Under the fair
Run
use
it.
doctrine of the U.S. copyright statute, it is permissible to use limited portions of a work, including quotes, for the purpose such as commentary, criticism, news, and reporting, and scholarly reports. Money boy in the building. I know my rights, and all my rights are reserved. Now back to the original show. Man, what you got for the people today? What you got for the people today, Mr. E.T. Muad'Dib?
Man, I would have to say I was just looking at some stuff on here. We got some pretty crazy stuff going on out in the world right now. We got these young kids running around, Kia boys. They're going coast to coast, snatching your whip. If you ain't paying attention, you better watch out for the Kia boys because they will have your car and gone down the block somewhere.
Hey, I did see some crazy videos about them.
Hey man, I'm telling you, them Kia boys ain't no joke. They're young, dumb, and full of excitement. We could say.
Yeah, a whole lot of excitement. I didn't see
I ain't
them.
gonna say dumb. They're young and just full of excitement.
Yeah, let's just say no guidance.
Yeah, no guidance. That would be better. No guidance because I mean, a lot of the stuff from as long as I've been out here where I'm at, they've been snatching them and they've been doing their dirt since they've been like 10 years old. So think about it. That's all they know since 10. Snatching cars, selling them for dirt cheap. They ain't even making no real money off of stealing the car. They just taking it and going for the joyride half the time nowadays. It
Oh,
ain't like back in the days when Lil Ray Ray was stealing radios for $20.
just something out there doing it too.
Man, it ain't like that. But it was like that to be real because they was like 10, 11 years old out there stealing cars, whole cars, for $10 and $20.
Yeah, well, we've been to change that narrative for the next generation. We out here about to break this generational curse. A lot of generational curses. It's
I
all
don't
about
think it was curse. I think it was just misguidance, bro.
it's misdirected energy.
Because what was it? I was reading something with one of our younger sisters earlier today, and they was talking about the bondage of how if you don't complete the contract, you basically submit your family, yourself, and your heirs to consistently be placed in debt. I was thinking about that, like, man. So basically, if you don't complete the contract, you've already sentenced your kids and your kids' kids to debt and death.
Basically, if you don't got a business and you don't have a trust and you don't have a will and all these different things set up, basically you still keeping them in that curse perpetual cycle.
Yep, that's a definite. Man, like I was looking at one article I was just reading, and I couldn't figure out, I couldn't understand the headline at first, because it says that a U.S. tank liquefied a suicide bomber.
Mm,
So I had to think about that. Liquefied. You mean to tell me you melted a body down to a liquid with a tank round? If that's not a Geneva contract war crime, I don't know what is. That's overkill,
true.
because they'll charge you for a war crime if you hit somebody with a 60 cal bullet and they know and you did it on purpose. That's chargeable under the Geneva contract or the Geneva Convention. I apologize. So with that being, to hit somebody with a tank round, if that is not overkill, I don't know what is. And they're
True.
saying we're doing it with U.S. military tanks in Baghdad.
Mm.
Yeah, currently.
So basically, our people ain't playing.
No, not at all. Not at all. Our people don't play with it. They is really taking people out.
So on top
And
of adding people to the draft, they taking people out. That's crazy.
yep, you right. Because with them opening up the draft now, they basically, and see, that's something that kind of gets me. I don't know how that's gonna work for them. Not so much even work for them. I'm just thinking like the types of jobs, because if you're already taking people off the battlefield and you're using drones, what are you drafting for?
Just a guide, just to have the numbers. You know, numbers don't lie. People do.
Got you. So if you say your military is 100,000 or 200,000 troops in a specific branch, I guess if they all flying drones, does that matter?
No, because just think, you got people with, like you say, all these drones, but they over here and they controlling it, and it's like less casualties on this side.
In one aspect, yes. Yeah, I guess you could say that, because you're not risking your troops. But the only problem is the collateral damage.
Yeah. What's going on out there with the people in the chat, man? Y'all out there in the chat, drop a one. Let me know y'all alive. What city y'all in? I'm in Sacramento, California. Young E.D. Muad'Dib. What city you in? Let these people know what city you in, because you know we are worldwide with this podcast show.
Oh, you know, from one land to the next land, I'm in Cleveland at this time. You know, that's the beauty of it. When we go from coast to coast, land to land, it don't matter where you at. It still all feels like home.
True.
So I can't say I'm at home.
Envy, what's good with it? Envy, how you doing out there today? Envy, how you feeling? Matter of fact, we just up here talking about this good old information about all of the stuff that been going up down these last couple of days. Try to keep everybody up with their current events, and on top of that, breaking these generational curses and letting people know which direction they need to go in. Don't be distracted. Don't be distracted with all this, stuff. Do all right, all right, all right. See, I was waiting. I'm just, I was waiting for a couple of more people to roll in before I just jumped on. Hey, shalom, shalom.
There we go. There we go.
Because some people were saying that Trump thing was a script. They asked, was it a host? And then I was like, you know what? I go, I had posted one of the first videos when it first happened. You know, matter of fact, hold on, let me just pull this up. I want y'all to see this. Let me hit the share screen. This one right here gonna have y'all looking like. What the heck? It's on
No
the.
slapping yourself
All right, y'all.
with
You,
Jello packets.
you two co-hosts. I don't think you seen this one right here. Y'all see
No,
that lady? Y'all see this lady behind Trump right here?
I'm trying to see your screen, but I think it might be me.
Yeah, because it should be on the screen now. Yeah, it's on the screen. E Envy, if y'all out there still in the chat, if y'all can see the lady behind Donald Trump on the screen, put a 2 in the chat. Put a 2 in the chat. Ethy, could you see that now?
No, I'm trying to get back up and going. I'm moving a little slow for some reason. My system is not cooperating.
Because I'm supposed to show something that I know a lot of people haven't seen before. And if
You
they
know,
yeah, and if they did see this here, um, attempt on Donald Trump, I wonder did they pay attention to this lady in the back? You know, did they pay attention to the lady in the back?
man.
I hear you over there clicking numbers. Click, 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 click.
Yeah, I'm trying to get situated. I'm moving around over here. My system is, it's. I'll have to say like this. You know how it go when you start trying to get into some things and they don't want you to know.
Nights like this, I wish raindrops would fall.
You wrong, because that's the way my computer acting right now. Like it wants to fall. Oh man,
Whoa,
I'm trying to figure out why is it being so difficult right now.
it is okay. The lion is not going to bother you.
But I needed to.
See? Okay. They said they could see her in full color. Look. Yeah, Mr. Co-host, Mr. Technical Support, Mr. NWA, Mr. Show
It's
Way.
gotta be me. Here, I'm gonna have to come out and come back in. It's giving me the business right now.
Yeah, because you ain't gonna want to miss this. I don't even think you caught it. Because if so, you would have already said something to me about it. And when I seen it, I was like, oh,
Okay, well, 2 seconds.
this is a script. This right here was scripted. Like, let me drop it up there, make it even bigger for y'all so y'all can see it. Matter of fact, I'm supposed to go over there. I'm supposed to make it go a slow mo for y'all. Let me turn the playback so y'all can actually see what the lady do. Let me see, is my co-host back? I'm telling y'all, this lady right here, she knew something was up on everything, y'all. She knew something was up. She knew something was up. Come on, man. Let my co-host jump back in. I see some more people then tuned in real quick to the Money Boy in the building. This is What the Monday, episode 6. Each Monday, every Monday, try to come through with some banging current events that happen throughout the week, updates, also business transactions, updates on crypto, updates on the world debt clock, the monetary system, business investments, stocks. So, oh yeah, we got a lot going on. We have a lot going on. And if y'all want to join the private Telegram groups, all y'all have to do is scan that QR code on the top right-hand side, top left-hand side, whichever side it is for you. But for me, it's on the left-hand side. Let me know y'all want to join the Telegram group about the business. And we do a lot of business conversation in there, business talk, investment talk, and a little bit more. Yeah, I seen that too. Envy that BlackRock. I'm telling you. See, it's taking my co-host a little bit too long to jump back in. This right here. Look, when I seen that, I seen the lady in the background. And also to the left of Donald Trump over here, if y'all see right where his hand is, that's JFK or RFK Jr. Why he don't have security around him? Why is all these people, man? Y'all know. I just try to keep my stuff neutral because this is outrageous. This was really outrageous. Y'all know any attempt on a president or somebody that was running to be president won after attempt on their life. So we know who's finna to be president now. He already won. He already won. So this is why stuff like this is going down. This is why stuff like this is going down. Matter of fact, let me see. Let me run it for you. Hold on. Here we go. You back in. Can you see the screen?
They finally let me back.
All right, now watch this, y'all. Keep an eye, man. Let me make the screen. Keep an eye on that lady, y'all. Keep an eye. Keep an eye on her.
The one with the arrow on her.
Yeah. Keep an eye on her. I'm supposed to hit play.
To this lady.
Look, pay attention.
Everything seems normal.
Right? It seemed normal. Everything sort of seemed normal.
Happened to
Look,
our
that lady put up a sign.
country.
He got a year fire sign. Everybody looking over there. Right?
Probably
Now watch her.
20 million
Listen,
people.
look, get ready.
And you
This
know
is how
that's a
you know.
little bit
Look,
Look,
all
she sat down,
that
she sat down.
short,
Look,
that
got down. Look,
short
looks up.
couple of months old.
and watch.
If you want it. And now
Her sign
she
say Biden. Her sign
signals.
say Biden. Look,
Yeah,
she
cause the
Take a
dude next to
look
her has a sign that
what
says Joe Biden too.
happened.
yeah. Look, she throw up the signal. Look, she looking. Trump get hit.
And
He go
now
down.
She
she's
never
Everybody
moved.
looking. Look, he got her camera out. Look, watch this shit. Look,
Everyone is
everybody else
in
is looking and
panic,
ducking.
but
Everybody's scared.
she takes her
You talking about the
phone
one with the red
and
hat?
Yeah, look,
starts
she got
Oh,
her
you talking
camera.
about now with the one with the black
recording.
cat? She started filming.
Yeah, that's
What
the lady.
is this?
As she starts to come
What
down, please let me shrink
discuss
away.
this all in the
We go back a little bit.
video. Was it
Look,
a
look.
genuine
Soon as he get hit,
attempt on Trump?
right? Soon as he get hit.
Or a dramatic
Oop.
performance to
He said, "What a
garner
dramatic performance!"
sympathy?
Yeah,
Because look, oh, then look, he had these people up there on the roof. He had all his protection, right?
yeah.
He had all his protection. Look, and look at her. Hold on.
Because the thing about it was the shot came from apparently 150 yards away.
Yeah, and they seen him on the roof already.
They said the man even had interaction with the fucking cop. So you
Exactly.
tell me, if you had interaction with the cop and then all of a sudden somebody gets shot, you tell me.
You man, come on now.
And he got off 3 shots.
Yeah, look, she about to throw up the signal. Watch this. Watch this. She about to throw up the signal.
No.
Look at her signal.
Take a look.
Start waving the sign.
Yeah. Now look. Mm. Now watch. She the only one about to pull out.
And now she is smiling.
Exactly. She's smiling.
Everyone is in panic. But she takes her phone and
And look, she the only one
starts
recording.
recording.
I bet you her footage is way different
What
than everybody else's.
is
Yeah, she got a different
this?
vantage point.
Let
She looking outwards, not inwards. She's already on the inside.
Exactly. So just think about that. Look at her. She got the phone recording.
Yeah.
Who is this lady? Who
Hey.
is this lady right here? And what part she played in it?
Now that's a good question. What did she play in it? What part did she play in it? Because you know she got something to do with it, sitting that close to the scene, and you're not hysterical like everyone else is.
Come
You
on now.
knew something. You too extremely calm. You knew something that somebody else didn't.
Everybody else was panicking. Everybody hitting the floor. She dug down. She put her sign down to
But
pick
even the dude that was next to her ducked down.
exactly. She put the sign down and picked up the phone to record it. Exactly. Exactly, Envy.
To record the attempt. Yep.
Bingo. Hold on. Where is
One
that?
pow wow.
You got it. You got it. Because come
Hey,
on.
he's gonna be the new John Wilkes Booth.
You is crazy. You is crazy.
Hey, we working on it, bruh. Everybody that do that, you gotta think. We done had all these assassination attempts. Not too many have been successful. What?
No. I
Lincoln
got
got killed at a theater.
see.
How he get caught slipping at a movie theater? You see what I'm saying? Kennedy got shot on a motherfucking in the middle of a parade. He was in a vehicle.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's 2 out of how many presidents? Like 40 something.
Now, now, so since we came out with that about what happened with Trump, right? What do y'all know about the 2025 agenda?
Project 25.
Project 25, right? Now,
Hey, speaking of that, did you the movie we watched yesterday? Did you see the correlation?
uh-uh.
Ooh, well, finish up with Project 2025. I'll let you talk about that before I give you the correlation.
All right, got you. Hold on, let me see. So with this one,
Go ahead.
this girl right here, right? She breaks it down. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm gonna share the description to the video in the link, but I'll let her just say a couple of things. And she even included Trump in this. So some of the stuff that she was saying, it had me looking like, whoa. How they just do things right up under all of our nose. and we be too busy distracted with so much going on. It's like, pay attention, folks. Pay attention. Now, just listen to a little bit of this, Ethy. Tell me what you think. Let me hear it, because I want your response. This is a Project 2025 explained by a Yale law grad. She's a Yale law grad, so she know her stuff. And here she go.
Project 2025. What is it? Who wrote it? Where did it come from? The entire far-right blueprint is 920 pages and 30 chapters. You're not going to read all that. I don't expect you to. And if you haven't even heard of Project 2025, that's okay too. But you do need to know what's in it because it's pretty terrifying. Think a playbook for Handmaid's Tale, essentially turning the US into Gilead. I've looked for some good, easy explanations of Project 2025, and there really aren't that many. This is going to be the most comprehensive and simple explanation of 2025 that you're going to get. So background, Project 2025 dates back to 1973. That's when the Heritage Foundation, a very powerful conservative think tank based in Washington, D.C., was founded. They are the writers and the architects of Project 2025. And their main mission and goal is to move America to a more far-right Christian nationalist state. They originally came to prominence when they wrote their first manifesto in 1981 titled A Mandate for Leadership. And get this, those very same policies were the ones that were used and implemented in the Reagan administration.
What?
Seriously, around 60% of the 2,000 proposals written in the manifesto were implemented by Reagan. So now they're a new edition, and this new edition is known as Project 2025. And it's supposed to provide guidance for the Don or whoever becomes the next Republican president. And these 900 pages and 30 chapters were written by professors, doctors, scientists, lawyers, scholars on each subject. And they've divided Project 2025 into 4 main pillars. The first is policy, which is this big book.
Now I'm gonna stop it right there. Y'all can go listen to the whole video, because very useful.
Said the 4 pillars. That's like letting you know they're putting a foundation in place and a structure to really screw over somebody. Us,
the people.
the people.
So that's why I said I'm gonna put that description to that video. I'm gonna put that video inside the link. Y'all can listen to the whole thing, but I at least wanted y'all to hear what Project 2025 is. And did you hear how she said it was for the Don or for the next president? Did you
Not
hear?
the president, bro. The Republican president.
Oh yeah, because once you go and listen to the whole video, that's what she gets off into. So you over there typing it up on your computer?
No, I'm pulling up Jasmine Crockett and how she blew up 2025. Yeah, she blew it up with the DEI versus the Project 2025. Yeah, she's been going in. Cause I got it right here. It's like a 3-minute video where she crushed Gene Hamilton. He's one of the major contributors to Project 2025 and one of the authors of some of the writings in there.
See?
So she had him at a congressional meeting and was going in. I got it. I pulled it up. It's one of those, hey, she goes in like Flynn. I ain't even gonna lie. Jasmine Crockett is one of those people that I enjoy watching how she demolishes Congress.
Yeah.
All these politicians.
She said that too inside here, inside this thing. She said, man, certain things that's going down, like stuff, civil war is here.
Yeah. Yep.
We just happen to be the ones that's woke, seeing it. It's manifesting right in front of our eyes. And that's why we also say, hey, if y'all want to get in our private Telegram group, you have to do is scan that QR code on the top. We talk business, we talk a lot of different things. If y'all got questions, y'all want to talk to us about stuff that y'all seeing on our channel, y'all might have some ideas that y'all might want to bring out to the people. Y'all might also have a business, and that's what the group is for business minded people. So if that's you and you want to either start a business or you have a business that's already started and you just need a little bit of guidance, a little bit of help, then I say join the group, scan that QR code, get into the private Telegram group for business, and let's go from there. Now, what did you pull up, bro?
Oh, Jasmine Crockett. She's about to give you a as we say, a reiteration on that 2025. Here you go. I'll let you hear it real quick. She's about to demolish this dude.
Mr. Hamilton, I don't want you to feel left out of this conversation.
Hmm?
So I'm going to make sure I ask you some questions. Let me know if you're having problems answering them, because they really should be yes or no. Let's see. You're the executive director for the America First Legal, correct?
That's correct.
All right. And America First Legal is a member of Project 2025, which is dedicated to creating the playbook for the next conservative administration and what it calls the Project Pillars, correct?
We are proud contributors to Project 2025.
Okay. And are you familiar with Project 2025's mandate for leadership?
In fact, I am.
Okay. And in fact, you wrote some of the sections of this mandate related to the DOJ, correct?
Sure did.
And the mandate outlines policy priorities for the next conservative president. Is that correct?
It does.
You've done a great job. I just want to let you know. All right, so let's walk through some of the provisions of the mandate. It calls for eliminating the Department of Education, eliminating the Department of Commerce, deploying the military for the use of domestic law enforcement against protesters under the Insurrection Act of 1807. It also has the repealing of Schedule F status for thousands of federal employees to allow a president to replace career civil servants with unqualified partisan loyalists. That's
right there. Did y'all catch that? This is just the beginning.
So basically, let me break that part down. So this is what she was saying, that usually inside of the federal government, they had some people that went through all these different colleges, and that's how they got into those positions. Because now, it's almost like grandfathered in. Now they got some people like, I ain't gonna say you and I, but people that just know how to do their job well. So they got into position. Now they in there working, they are federally working. Now with this thing going in with the new president, he can just go in there and push those ones that just got the regular little job stuff. He can just instantly fire them and put the people that he want into place.
Yes. Anybody unqualified to be in a position can now work the job. So you can have a garbage dude working in IT, and he'd never know how to program nothing, but he'd have the job just because of who he knew.
Yeah.
Did you hear how she said they getting rid of the education system, bro?
Because if I'm right, the lady, don't quote me on this, y'all, but the lady that's over the little Secret Service or the Department of the Secret Service, she came from, I think they said Walmart or something like that. And they was like, she didn't have no background in defense. So how did she get that job? Well, now we know.
Mm-hmm. The mandate was put in place. Shall we continue?
I think so.
Let's see what else they're going to try to take away, since they're creating civil war.
Probably my favorite of it. It also prohibits the FBI from combating the spread of misinformation and disinformation, like Russia and China, who are actively trying to interfere with American elections. I don't know why or how anybody can support Project 2025. And I know that there was allegedly a joke about dictators and whether or not that's funny, but in the United States of America, dictatorships are never funny. And Project 2025 is giving the playbook for authoritarianism as well as the next dictator to come in. And I know that you are doing your jobs here by making sure that hopefully some juror turns on and finds some viral moment of you spewing more of the nonsense as it relates to the president. But as practicing lawyers or licensed attorneys, I hope that we can all agree that no one gets indicted because someone says so. There takes a grand jury, and the grand jury is comprised of American citizens that sit down and review evidence, and they make the determination. And when and if Trump is convicted, it will be a jury of his peers, and it won't be the president of the United States.
Fan base is pioneering a new era of social media.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
Okay. So with that one right there, let me take that off the screen. Now,
Yeah.
with that one right there, so remember when Biden got in and he hired 85,000 IRS agents to say that they was going to do all of this stuff, right? Go through everybody that did them PPP loans, everybody that did all them little business things and transactions and back taxes owed and all this stuff, all those in there. But with Project 2025, that means when Trump came back in, all those 85,000 people that just got hired
Get fired.
can get fired.
Just that quick.
He cleaned out.
Just as quick as you got in, you got put out.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, I've been following it. I've been paying attention, trying to see what's going on. But at the same time, I have not been letting that be a distraction, because we all know distractions is not good. You know, distractions is not good. Let's see. Drop us back down here. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then the other one, the YSL judge. That's another one, because they're trying to recuse. They're trying to have the judge that's supposed to do the recusal removed.
Yeah.
So that means there's two judges being removed from the same case. That's incredible. And they're showing the judicial abuse at this time. Because the initial judge, Glanville, you got to remember, he was off in there acting like he was just going to do what he wanted to do. And then when the lawyer decided to stand up, he put the lawyer in jail. I'm going to do what I want to do.
I'm just going to do what it do. Oh, yeah. Okay. Since you saying that, right? Since you saying that. Now, I got another one. But before I even get to this one, I have to play this. Under the fair use doctrine of the U.S. copyright statute, it is permissible to use limited portions of a work, including quotes, for the purpose such as commentary, criticism, news, and reporting, and scholarly reports. Money boy in the building. I know my rights, and all my rights are reserved.
I'm glad you played that, because I just looked up something 10 hours ago. Breaking news: Young Thug judge removed from the YSL RICO case.
We'll put it on the screen, sir.
I certainly will, there, my friend.
You know how people is. They like, if we don't see it, we don't believe it. They from the YSL.
You don't believe it? Well, I'm about to run it. Let's run it, because we about to see this one.
now, and I'm going to go over it with you myself bit by bit. Starting first with the finding of facts. We all know what the facts were. There was an ex parte, meaning one of the parties, that being all of the defense attorneys, were not present for this meeting with Kenneth Copeland. Judge Glanville, along with the prosecution and Kenneth Copeland's attorney, had this in-chambers meeting talking about him pleading the fifth for about let's say 4 pages. So about four or so pages, just the facts as we remember them. This meeting happened. Glanville went back and forth deciding, is this person going to testify? You cannot plead the fifth. The prosecution, as we saw the transcripts that were later released, kept pressing. You've got immunity. You cannot be prosecuted for this in any way, shape, or form. And that means you have to testify. Ultimately, that meeting was not expressed in detail to the defense until Brian Steele, the defense attorney for Young Thug, raised this issue. Following that, multiple defense attorneys filed motions for recusal. Now, moving on from the facts, going to the law. The legal framework for what a recusal requires. There are 3 criteria that needs to happen. Those being, the motion needs to be timely, needs to be supported by an affidavit, and the facts alleged need to show that a recusal might be warranted. Now, to the first 2 parts, Judge Glanville himself said that this is timely. When the defense found an issue, they brought it up. The second part, he said that there's an affidavit that was filed. Good. But the reason why Judge Glanville himself said that he's denying the recusal is because he argued that the facts alleged did not warrant a recusal, that they did not meet that threshold. However, he ultimately passed this case on to another judge, and this is the judge's analysis and discussion. It's just a quick, I wouldn't even call it 2 pages. I call it a page and a half, if that. And the judge does start off by saying, as previously announced on the record, this motion was timely and supported by an affidavit. Already got that. But moving on to the next part, the court kind of pauses and says, you know what, it's worth noting, and I'm just quoting here, that this court agrees generally with Judge Glanville's assessment of the proprietary of the meeting, that ex parte meeting, saying, okay, that's okay to happen. While the meeting could have and perhaps should have taken place in open court, kind of giving that option there, nothing about the fact of this meeting or substance discussed was inherently improper. However, and this is the big however, in his order denying defendant Kendrick's motion and in the process of making a record on July 1st, Judge Glanville added facts, provided context, questioned the veracity of the allegations, and otherwise explained his decisions and actions and argued why those actions were proper. Just going to keep going through here. While, and I'm quoting here, may be appropriate for judges to disclose information relevant to his potential recusal, such a disclosure must be made in a way that is objective, dispassionate, and non-argumentative as possible, so that the judge is not reasonably perceived as a hostile witness or advocate. As we saw in Judge Glanville's recitation of why he was not recusing himself, he was, let's just say he was definitely a little hostile.
So what do you think? So sir, I'm just pausing right there just to get a little clarity on what we got going on so far, how this built up.
Yeah, for real, I've been going back and watching that case and stuff, and that judge has been, a little hostile with a lot of people, with the defense. He's been going back and forth with the lawyers. What was that dude named Woody on the stage over there?
Lil Woody,
Yeah,
Lil Woody, the star witness, Lil Woody.
yeah, they was mad going back and forth with him. So I've been thought the judge was gonna get up out of there. I thought they was gonna when they was trying to do motion for dismissal, and the judge was like, no. That's when I thought the judge was really gonna leave, but he said no to hella motions for dismissal.
Yeah, and that's part of it, I think, why he ended up getting recused, because it's one of those, now you're showing, instead of you being impartial, you're showing your bias in the courtroom directly. That's what that was. He's showing the bias directly, and then you're being hostile towards certain people in the situation on the defense side, but on the prosecution side, you're just being, you kick back. lemonade in the shade. So that makes a big, makes it hard for a defense attorney to defend a client, especially if you feel like you're going to jail for saying the right thing, not the wrong thing, but the right thing. So let's see how they go ahead and stack it up on him.
In presenting this record as to the recusal issues and in ruling on Kendrick's motions, Judge Glanville, quote, evaluated and accepted the truth of his own factual allegations mandating his recusal. What that basically means in English, he played both witness, judge, and jury in deciding the veracity and the truthfulness of his own allegations. A judge cannot do that. That's what the Honorable Judge Rachel Krause, who was given this case to decide the recusal, ultimately decides. Did
you hear that? He basically was judge, jury, and executioner on that one. That's what he was stating. And a judge can't do that.
No,
he was judge, jury, and executioner. You gonna listen to what I got to say.
All right, now look, I got one for us right here, right?
Okay, run it.
Now this one right here, this one is about an Oakland rapper, female rapper. I never even heard of her, and I'm from Oakland, until I heard that she got murdered the other day. And I was like, whoa. So when I went back and did my research on who she was, and I was like, whoa. So a couple of months ago, 9 months ago, her and her boyfriend got into it. And she was in a violent relationship. And she ended his life. And then she ended up going viral with her music. And then it came back. And now her life got ended. R.I.P. condolences to both families. But watch, listen to this. This is crazy.
Relationship is dead. I don't never feel the shade, but I see bitches got a shed. I ain't worried about my ex. I put that pussy on his head. That's the thing. that's the thing. Like dead ass nigga, like you're dead. Like dead. That shit dead as fuck. Dead.
What the fuck? This ain't the album cover, right? Ex Woodpack? Oh hell no. Nah, no way. Yo, chat, no fucking way. Ain't no way.
You gotta take him out. You gotta take him out. It just is what it is. Like if somebody make an attempt on your life, you gotta go. You got to go. Especially if you got the audacity to threaten them. What?
This is the story of Tanda God, age 27, a local rapper out of Oakland, California, who was shot and killed during a meet and greet event at her grand opening ceremony of her new beauty supply store.
We here. I got Granny in the cut. Don't play with it. We outside, man. Y'all better come pull up. Go. Okay, Granny, don't play with the speed. Was there somebody in the store? I am not. I was in the bathroom when they started shooting, so I really don't know what was going on. This is crazy, though, y'all. But you want to know what's even crazier?
The story gets deep after finding out that Tanda God also shot and killed her ex-boyfriend, then rapping and dissing about how she smoked him in her song. She went ahead to make some not-so-nice interviews, posting crazy pictures of him after he died, which most likely was why someone waited for her many months later before shooting and killing her for what she did to her ex-boyfriend.
Now I'm gonna stop it right.
Man,
I'm gonna
that right there is like wow, bro. Because if you notice, she always smoking on a blunt. And that symbolizes something to her because she's telling you she was smoking on her ex.
Exactly.
And then she gonna put him on a pack of backwoods, talking about ex-woods. Oh.
And then her song was only 5. She made 5 songs symbolizing 5 backwoods.
Mm.
Her X pack, she's smoking on her X pack, and then each song she was talking about the relationship and the things, the ups and downs and struggles that she went through with him.
Got you.
So after that happened, she was already a rapper before, but since that happened, she blew up because she changed from just a rapper to rapping about the incident. She went to jail for it. She was on the run, went to jail. They said it was self-defense. They let her out. When they let her out, that's when she changed it, her whole direction.
Mm.
The X-Pac.
Got you. Got you. So that's when the spiritual change happened.
She blew up, but with that fast fame came a fast downfall. Like, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing about these young artists. They don't realize when you start rapping about death, you bringing it to you. You bringing it to your front door. You bringing it straight to your front door, because here it is. You either talking about something you've done or something that's happened. But either way, that death still is coming to the door.
So that's why I say it's up to us. It's up to you, the person that's listening, to break that generational curse. It's up to us. It's up to you to be that shining light in the community, to show people a better way. You seeking, asking, you shall receive. Plant those seeds. Everything comes back tenfold. Put all your trust in the man upstairs, the lady upstairs, however you call it, you know. But I just say, walk in that light. What goes around comes around. The energy you put out, come on now. Even this here thing that just happened with Trump. Did you watch the little Trump thing like in the last 2 hours, 3 hours ago?
No.
The Republican nominated him as their person, and then they said they named who was the vice president that's running with him. Vince. So it's Trump.
Oh, Vance. Whatchamacallit, Vance. He's from here. I think he's from Ohio. He's the dude that always be having on the shorts and the tennis shoes.
Okay, but now
if I'm correct,
the funniest thing though, bro,
JD Vance.
They had a pastor come out and he prayed, but before he even prayed, he did an impersonation of Trump, and it said, "I told all of you you were going to be blessed, blessed, blessed beyond the wildest imagination." And then he went into his prayer.
Oh my goodness, JD Vance.
Yeah, so he lightened up the mood.
Yeah, because the thing about it is JD Vance, like I said, he's the senator from out here in Ohio. Yeah, he's pretty. Everybody was talking shit, if I'm correct, because at first he was walking off in the offices, and he wasn't having on no suit and shit. He was having on just a t-shirt, shorts, and tennis shoes. He wasn't the political part.
Yeah, you know how everybody be. You know how they want everybody to look that part. Just like when I went into the bank the other day, you know, I had to put on my trustee look. You know, I had to put on my slacks. You know, my button up. I had to look presentable. So you know, you gotta be that person.
And that's what they wanted from him, basically.
You know? Exactly. So sometimes you just got to put on that UCC, because that UCC is the Uniform Commercial Code, and that is nothing but dress code for business.
Yep.
You know, and now we're stepping into business. We're stepping into that platform, into that range. You know, once you get your range and you know what you're doing, Matter of fact, that brings us into the last 5 minutes of the show. And you know, one thing we love to talk about, bro. What do we love to talk about?
Mortimer, turn them back on. It's time for frozen concentrated orange juice. Y'all see that? There you go, right there. That silver concentrate is now at $31 an ounce, just to let y'all know. Anybody that's looking out for pork bellies, I'm telling you now, it's at about $100 a belly. You know, for those that don't know, you better learn how to get into your futures and things of that nature. So then that way you can start making your money grow for you, because everybody's going to keep eating. You got feeder cattle, you got lean hogs, you got pork belly, you got live cattle. What's your live cattle for? Your milk? Nope. You got milk cattle too. See? So if you got live cattle that's producing milk and your milk is $20, there you go. So you see what I'm saying? That silver is at $31, just about at $30.98. Gold is at $2,439.60. Copper $4.51. That's $4.51. So when you look at that stuff, you want to go ahead, take a real good look. Understand that the feds are getting ready to start playing with these interest rates. No matter what, if you get in on your investments, you will not lose. It's about time in the market, not time to get into the market. Time in the market, not timing of getting into the market. The longer you're there, the more you will reap the benefits. So if you can get your silver, get your gold, get your copper. That's easily accessible for a lot of us that are not ballers. You know, those that are balling. I want a kilo of gold, drop that off at my house. Yeah, let me go ahead, run it. Now, if you got it like that, do what you do. Do what you do, like Gary O say. I'ma let it do what it do.
What you talking about? E.T.?
Hey, what am I talking about? We're gonna go over here and see what these metals is talking about. There you go, right there.
Oh,
Look,
that's 5 ounce.
pure gold, 5 ounces. Now I said that kilo. That kilo is that 2.2, that 1,000 grammer. Over to you. There you go. There you go. Now, if you dropping off kilos at the house, let me know so I can come be your best friend. Because I'm telling you now, I want to go from the streets to Wall Street, from the block to pork chops. You understand? We trying to put this dough in our hands. So when you look at this, you go, okay, gold has been around since before our grandparents was here. And all that's happening is just keep going up in value. So if you're trying to build up that generational wealth and you ain't got enough to buy gold immediately, so what you do, you buy silver or copper, you buy another precious metal that's been here forever, just like anybody else or anything else, any element. In turn, you now are putting your family in a position to be wealthy. You will be wealthy. You might not be able to, as they say, reap the benefits of all of it, but you'll reap some of it, and your kids will not have to go through the things that you did. So when you return in your next celestial life, you ain't got to worry about going through the struggles that everybody else went through, because you put your imprint on time, space, and spirituality when you paved your road with silver and gold. Now you should be able to find your way back.
Look at this debt per citizen.
Man, look at the revenue per citizen. 14,000 a year is the revenue per citizen, but the debt per citizen is 3,900. So think about that. So you still got a positive $5,000, $11,000 income.
Yep.
Just about $10,000 income per system. When you really, so the question is, why are we not winning?
We're not winning because one thing, people don't know how to stack. They have too many bills at the end of the month and not enough funds. They have to go get that pair of Jordans. They have to go get that Gucci belt. They have to go get that True Religion shirt that costs $100 for a t-shirt. Why not invest in yourself?
I was getting ready to say, so basically the priority is wrong on where they invest in that. They putting their funds into fashion instead of putting the funds into the retirement or the stack.
Yes.
Their stack is in the floss, as they say.
Some people look good, but their bank account don't look good. I'd rather have a bank account that look good to make sure that my family, my offspring is good. My great-grandchildren, they wouldn't be debt slaves. We're looking at this right here. That 3901 debt per citizen would be not there. We can take that off. And I hate to say it, when Trump was in office last time, paperwork was going through. Why? Because he is a businessman, and you are a business. This show is a business. Everything we do is a business. Every time you walk out the door, you are doing business. Why? Because you're putting gas in a car, or you paying for a bus fare, or you paying Uber fare. You're going to the store. You're purchasing goods. So you always are conducting some type of service. Now, why not just line up your business and do it the correct way? Go on and scan that QR code on the top left-hand side screen. Get inside the private Telegram group and let's talk business. Till next time, do you have anything else to say to the people, Mr. Ethan?
Why, certainly. Until we meet again, one heart, one soul, one mind, one goal. Amen, amen, amen.
Amen. Peace and love.